Yo, what's going on? It's Casual Expert Sports. I'm the Casual Expert, but you can call me Manny. And welcome, bro. Welcome to the first video where we talk NBA basketball. I do, in fact, enjoy me a little bit of NBA basketball. Shit's pretty fun to watch sometimes. But for now, I'm going to do this tier list for you guys because, like, for the NFL, I want to see how accurate I am before the season starts on predicting where these teams are going to land. S, A, B, C, D, F tier, and then we'll look at it by like All-Star break, and we'll look at it at the end of the year, and we'll see how close I was to being correct, which I'm less confident in this one because I haven't kept up with basketball like super closely in a while. That's mainly due to the fact that the Bulls lose a lot and they suck, and I am a Chicago Bulls fan, but also due to the fact that watching basketball, regular season basketball, to me is not my priority, so I don't really watch games. And this offseason, I didn't pay much attention either, so I don't really even know what teams acquired what players. Like, literally yesterday, I forgot that Russell Westbrook was on the Lakers. So this could be a little bit rough. I might look like a really huge casual here, but trust me, I got to get back on my NBA knowledge, and I'll be right back at it. But we're going to start here with the Atlanta Hawks. Very hyped up, bro. They had a great playoff run. They re-signed basically everybody. They just signed Kevin Huerter, and they have depth and all that. They have Trae Young, who's continuing to prove that he's like a great, the next Steph Curry. So I will give these guys a high B. I'm going to give them a high B. This might change to a low A, but for now, I like the Hawks. They're a high B team for sure. High B, I don't know. That might be like, I would give high B like a 5 to a 4 seed. I'd say 5 to a 4 seed maybe. Next we got the Celtics. That they didn't really do much, I don't believe, besides adding Dennis Schroeder. Jason Tatum is still like their number one guy, and they're gonna have to run on his back. So I would honestly put them a little bit lower than the Atlanta Hawks on the B tier row, mainly due to the fact that they're not as deep as Atlanta. But they have Jason Tatum, and him alone is better than everyone on the Hawks. Next, we got Brooklyn, which is obviously the Eastern Conference favorite for the championship. So they'll be in the finals if they can stay healthy. That's a no-brainer. S tier. Now the Bulls, I'm gonna put them in B tier also. I like what they did. DeMar. We still have Zach LaVine, Vucevic, and then we got Caruso and Lonzo. We got some upgrades this year, and I'm ready to see the Bulls make hopefully the 6th seed. I would hope for higher, but being realistic, the Bulls, I think a 6th seed I think that's pretty good. I would take a 6th seed, and if we get anything higher than that, I'll be thoroughly surprised and happy that the talent that we brought in actually, made us significantly better. And then next we got the Kawhi-less Clippers. I would still give the Kawhi-less Clippers a high B tier if I can stick them in front of Atlanta. Paul George is still a dog. I love Paul George. You got to stop disrespecting him. He can carry this Clippers team, and they still have everybody else for the most part that they had last year. I mean, Terrence Mann I hope that he continues to do what he did last year in the playoffs, but this time in the regular season. Reggie Jackson, Zubac, they still have everybody for the most part. So I'm ready to see them run it back. They'll definitely be top 4 in the West. Next we got Charlotte. I don't know if they've done much over the offseason. I'm going to stick them in C. LaMelo is going to continue doing LaMelo things, but I don't think they have enough talent on that team yet to be like super significant. Maybe playoffs, maybe play-in, to be honest. I wouldn't mind a little play-in from the Hornets. Cavaliers, you guys have like 5 centers. I don't know what's going on over there. The Colin Sexton, Darius Garland test that you guys are doing, it's not working. You guys gotta move on from that. It only worked with CJ and Dame because those guys are exceptional, great players, and Colin Sexton and Darius Garland are never gonna touch that. So Cleveland, they gotta figure it out. Those guys are definitely an F tier, probably bottom in the East. Next we got Denver without Jamal Murray. They went cool last year, mainly because of Jokic, and I want to put these guys B, low B. Jokic and MPJ, Michael Porter Jr., they're going to have to go stupid for this team. Once again, I think they're not as good as these 4 teams that are in the B team tier list, but they're still a playoff team, 100%. They're still a playoff team, especially with the reigning MVP. Next, we got the Rockets. I could see the Rockets winning a couple more games than they did last year, so for that reason, I'll put them in D. You know, they got some young talent that you hope to see play well together, not just individually. You know, especially Jalen Green, Kevin Porter, Jayshawn Tate. You want to see them play well together. I don't know if they'll all be on the court at the same time, but that would just help your guys' future a lot. Lakers are an S tier for sure. You still have LeBron. You still have Anthony Davis. You got Russell Westbrook. It's the retirement home. Dwight Howard, Carmelo Anthony. It's the Lakers. It's LeBron. You have to like count him in. Even though last year he went out in the first round, that shit was hilarious. You know, everybody was making jokes, and I love the jokes, the LaFraud jokes, the little actor jokes. They're great. But when the season starts, you know that the Lakers are most definitely a favorite. Along with the Milwaukee Bucks, reigning champs, run it back. They got Giannis still. They got Middleton still. They got Drew Holiday, which is the clamp master at the up in the point guard position. So the Milwaukee Bucks definitely S tier. The Heat might call me a little crazy. I'm gonna put Heat at the A tier. I know their playoff performance last year was absolute buns, and they got fucked by Bucks. But they got Kyle Lowry now, and I think that last year might have been a little bit of a fluke. It might have been a little bit of a hangover from the bubble championship run that they had. So I'm going to give the Heat an A tier. Jimmy Butler is still one of the best leaders in the league. Bam Adebayo is still one of the best centers in the league. Tyler Hero, Robinson, they got to make their buckets. And now they have PJ Tucker as well. So their defense is going to be crazy. Kyle Lowry, he's a quality bucket getter. So I'm going to give the Heat A tier. Next, we got the Mavericks, Luka, Porzingis. I really don't know who else they have. Tim Hardaway Jr. If their squad is looking the same as it did last year, they're a C team. They're a C team. They need to really give Luka some like real help. Whether that's a big man that can do some pick and rolls, or whether that's teammates that can also shoot. I don't know what it is. I haven't watched the game, but they need to give Luka some help. Besides, like Porzingis, this man was a wimp. He did not want to score in the playoffs, and that was a big problem for them. Because you can't have Luka do it all on his own. He most definitely can, but you know what I'm saying. You want that secondary to be a little bit more like 15 points type of 15, 20 points. That will help that team so much more. Pelicans are going in the beginning of the season without Zion. I don't think that's going to really affect them too bad. I think they're still going to make the playoffs, if not play in. Brandon Ingram can definitely hold it down until Zion comes back. And then when Zion comes back, he's dropping 22 a game, 6 rebounds. He's doing his thing. Zion's a tank, and the future looking bright for them. They lost Lonzo, but I think they can go without it. I definitely can see them in the play-in. So C tier, like I said, this is probably like the play-in bracket or the play-in tier. Next up, we got the Knicks. Bro, they have so many names over there, but I don't know if they can really even put it together. I want to put them at the end of the B. They got Kemba now, but Kemba hasn't been killer Kemba like he was on the Hornets for a couple of years now. Fournier, like they still have all their centers like Mitchell Robinson. I don't know if the Knicks can do it again. Julius Randle. They still have Derrick Rose. Like all of these names, but I'm going to leave them at the end of the B. Because last year was just kind of surprising to everybody that I don't really know if they can do it again. So I'd say that's probably like a 6 seed maybe. Maybe. 6, 7. OKC Thunder, I'm going to give them a D. They still have that young talent that they got to develop just like the Rockets. So you just hope that they can mesh together still, and Shai Gilgeous can still be that number one option and absolutely beast out there. Because it looks like he will be the number one option for the future. And then the Magic. The Magic, I honestly have no clue. They weren't very good last year. They got Jalen Suggs in the draft, which might be a steal, but they already had Cole Anthony. So which way are they going to roll? I'm not sure. They now have Wendell Carter Jr. off the Bulls. So I will throw them at the D tier. As I look down here, we still have some Eastern Conference teams that I think are better than them. But one team that I think is going to decline is the Portland Trail Blazers, and this will be the end of Damian Lillard. They're not going to have a good season is my prediction, and that'll be it for Dame. Pacers, I think they'll be better than. I think they'll be right here. They might be better than the Hornets, so I'll chuck them in front of the Hornets if I can. Sabonis and Turner, I love those two big dudes, and then they still have Brogdon, Karis LeVert. I definitely see them being a quality Eastern Conference team, like they always are. They just can never really have the squad or the roster or the coaching, whatever it is, to make it deep into the playoffs. But they're still a good regular season team, and for that reason, I'll give them a C tier. Pistons, I'm gonna put them down here. They still don't they're lower than the Rockets because I'm not as high on their talent as I am on the Rockets' talent. It's kind of disrespectful. Let me put them at least in front of the Cavaliers. You just hope to see like the same thing I've been saying, that their young guys can play well together. Sacramento Kings, I think they'll be right here, right there, right in the middle of that D tier. And as a matter of fact, I'll put OKC in front of the Rockets. I'll put Sacramento Kings right there. De'Aaron Fox is a god. I love De'Aaron Fox. Buddy Hield might get shipped out before the season ends. And Tyrese. And they still got Tyrese. Rashawn Holmes last year played way better than we all expected. Harris, HB, Harrison Barnes. He's a good player, but they don't really have it yet besides De'Aaron. They have to really figure it out. What are they going to do? What's the formula going to be? I think they're going to miss the play-in. And you just kind of want to figure this out because Sacramento Kings have been in this land of like, where are we going to go from here for a couple of years now. And when you have a talent like De'Aaron, who's exceptional at his position, you kind of want to get the best out of it as soon as possible before my man's gets mad and wants out like Ben Simmons, or he gets hurt and he's never in like the game shape that he was before. You know what I'm saying? But now we got another A tier to accompany the Heat. We got the Phoenix Suns. Obviously, bro, they're running it back. Chris Paul, Booker, Ayton. Do I have to say more? Will they be the 1 seed in the West like they were last year? No, they were the 2 seed. I could see them being the 2 seed. I forgot they weren't the 1 seed. They were the 2 seed. I could see them being up there. That's a no-brainer. Next, Spurs. Look, the Spurs aren't the same anymore. They tried the DeJounte, the Derek White, they tried it down there. They got to find something else. I don't know who they drafted, so I couldn't really tell you on how that man is looking, how that prospect is looking. I couldn't really tell you, but I'm definitely feeling like a L season this year for Popovich, and he should retire. Next, we got the Sixers. Even without Ben Simmons, man, they're still a top-tier Eastern Conference team. Embiid is the best center scoring. He might be the best center in the league. I love Embiid. Tobias Harris now. If Ben Simmons isn't going to play, this should be good for Tobias Harris. He is a bucket getter. So, I could see them being in the top of the East once again. And maybe even a deep playoff run. Who knows? It's a really tough one in the East nowadays. It used to be, the West was a tough one, and then the East would just be LeBron out of the Miami or LeBron out of Cleveland. But now we have some diversity. With these top 4 teams up here, and I love to see it. Toronto Raptors, you guys fell off after Kawhi left, which is a little sad to see. And for that, I'm giving you a C. Fred VanVleet, no more Kyle Lowry now, so you really hope that OG Anunoby and like who else is young over there? Chris Boucher. I don't even know if he's young, but you hope that these young dudes can fill out the roles that you guys have lost in the recent years. Utah Jazz is most definitely an A tier. Most definitely, bro. Donovan Mitchell is a dog. Still have Rudy Gobert, who they kind of figured out how to play against Rudy Gobert, but he's still a defensive monster, in the paint at least. So, Jazz, A tier. Warriors, I really do not know where to put the Warriors. I would put them... are they better or worse than the Pelicans? Starting of the season, they'll probably be better than the Pelicans, but once the Pelicans get Zion, I think the Pelicans will be better than the Warriors. No Clay. Hopefully Clay comes back, bro. Basketball ain't the same without Clay, but Steph will put up MVP numbers without a fucking doubt. Washington, they're going to take a step back. It's just Bradley Beal at this point. Bradley Beal and Kyle Kuzma. Karis LeVert might be on Washington. No, is it Dinwiddie? I think it's Dinwiddie that's on Washington nowadays. But, look, they got nobody really, to be honest with you, to help Bradley Beal. They don't have that second star. So they're not going to be good. Memphis Grizzlies. I hope the Memphis Grizzlies are good because I love Ja. Jaren is actually finally healthy, so maybe he can play and step on the court. And then last, we have the Timberwolves, who have just been butt cheeks there for years upon years, ever since Jimmy Butler left. Jimmy Butler is a good basketball player, and he elevates every team that he's on. So that's evident because ever since he left, Timberwolves were bad. Before Jimmy was there, Timberwolves were bad. You have D'Angelo Russell, you have Cat, you have Anthony Edwards. Do something, bro. I want to see the Timberwolves do something, but I'm putting them at the end of the C tier list. This is my tier list right here, bro. Like I said, I have not kept up with basketball as much as I should, but I will now. What type of basketball content will be on this channel, I'm not sure because I can't do weekly predictions. There's too many basketball games going on within a week. So I'll figure something out, but I hope you guys enjoy this tier list. Let me know what you guys think. Is this accurate? Is this like the most casual thing you've ever seen? I don't know. But for the championship, give me, I'm going to make this up right now. Championship, give me the Bucks and give me the goddamn Lakers. Fuck it.